Japanese capitulates to Korean occupation, reeling from the shock of destruction of one's largest nuclear plants and subsequent fallout ravaging much of the southern coast. Japan capitulated to Korean control on Thursday. Japanese diet passed an emergency measure on Wednesday night as Korean troops moved towards Tokyo, acceding to all of Kim Jong-un's demands. A spokesperson for the Korean Department of Defense stated the government of Korea has no interest in further violence and applauded the Japanese government in its swift decision to surrender. Korean officials stated that their goal was to prevent further violence against Korean citizens, that every effort will be made to create a smooth transition.
Boone's not here. We're gonna do whatever it takes to stay alive.
Someone's angry. Oh, yep, just high wall blockages. Okay, invisible wall blockages.
Goddamn resistance! What are you doing here? We're peaceful. There are families here, man. You can't be bringing us this kind of trouble. Everyone, calm down. As soon as others get here, we're moving on. Sure they weren't followed. We're leaving. You should all get inside. Let's not attract attention. God damn it, Tom. I said don't come here. You risk starting a shitstorm right where these people live. We had nowhere else to go. The area's crawling with KPA.
We're supposed to be fighting for these people, not hiding behind them.
Who the fuck's hiding? That's enough, both of you. You must be the pilot. I'm Boone Carlson. I founded this. U.S. military is gathering near San Francisco. They need fuel. We have a plan to get it. We need into the house now.
Okay. One thing, I'm not. I've just noticed this this certain style on female characters. I'm sure there's plenty on the guy's side, but I know it's just an odd thing to me. What is it with the slight midriff bearing on okay, this is some soldier girl, so she's got to be showing a bit of her, midriff. I'm not complaining. It's just I'm just seeing this, you see some or basically a running team, and it's just what brought this around? Okay, military guy, he's got a military haircut, makes sense. Military chick, midriff showing. Where does this follow? Again, I'm not complaining. It's not that big of a deal either way, but it's just it's a running design team I'm noticing throughout a few different characters in games, and it's just what brought that about? Is it just it's hot, or what is it? Yeah. Anyway, I have no issue, but it's an odd thing to me.
Oh my God!
That's just
They're pushing in.
We're on your side, ma'am. Just stay down. I'll protect you. Defend the front of the house. We have to drop fire away from the civilians.
Don't let them take my baby!
Don't worry, ma'am. They're not dingoes. Oh, guten Tag. We're here. And this is very much a game of its time with the whole inability to open doors. You have to rely on the NPCs to do that. Stop Oh, tear gas on a baby. That's not a good thing. Also, reason I want full body augments. Don't have to worry about them.
Right back here. We'll come and get you after everything settles down.
Collectibles. Collectibles.
on it. Here. We need Goliath. Where is it? Hopper, where's Goliath?
Out back. Goliath's out back. But the targeter's in my bag. Over there.
He's bleeding to death!
Semi-autonomous combat drone. Nav and 50 cal are pseudo intelligence, but the rockets are you. Just pick your target and pull. Take out those vehicles. Use the targeter, son.
Hopper, let's go!
Who's next?
I'm not really sure. What? Nice. Bit of a cut. Okay, that's jarring.
Take out those vehicles.
It's a bit of a clusterfuck.
Use the targeter.
I feel like it's very much wearing its age on the sleeves. Like it's, you know, nice. Very much a game of a particular time.
Get out of here now.
Like speaking like mechanics, you know, not being able to open doors, it being very much scripted.
Yesterday afternoon, KPA authorities raided the town of Montrose, Colorado. Their goal, in the words of the enemy, was to neutralize high-value citizen targets. But this was not a measured response to American insurgency. This was innocent blood running red on Main Street. There were families and friends shot down like animals. One of the Montrose resistance cells reportedly escaped after a brutal firefight in a nearby neighborhood. We can only hope that these freedom fighters made it to one of their safe zones somewhere in a sea of abandoned suburbs. But whatever their fate, we will fight on. Don't believe the lies of the Korean-controlled media. We are the channel of truth, and this is the voice of freedom.
Good morning, Montrose. You're listening to KPAR 88.3 FM. Our top story this hour, 24 American civilians are dead in the wake of a shooting spree by a local insurgent group. KPA authorities are searching for Connor Morgan, believed to be responsible.
Goddamn propaganda.
Why do you even have it on?
Glad you're awake. So you take more punishment than a man could live through. Come on outside when you're ready. I'll show you around.
That's kinda cool. Conflict after the fall. Topsoil magic grow.
The pilot's up. We'll be moving out during the next patrol gap. Come on. Welcome to your new home. It's our little piece of land. We all came together to create this place and have some sense of community. Not quite the future we had in mind, but at least we're free. From the outside, it's just more boarded up suburban failure. But inside, we built ourselves a safe one. Fences, tree cover, and that camo screen keeps us hidden from the KPA. Still, We've got to be careful. Especially now. Got it. Get Rihanna on the radio. She's prepping the playground. Talk to Connor about ammo. Everything we eat, we grow. Water collection's over there. And between solar panels and windmills, just enough power to get by. Hi there. No shortage of parts to fix around here. Hey, Sal.
Oh, hey, Boone.
Here, one sec. Hey folks, and I'm back. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. One sec. Hey folks, and I'm back. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Alright, let's continue.
Back from the dead, huh? This means we're set to go, right? I'm damn tired of sitting here. We got a short window to grab those tracking devices, and we shouldn't be dicking around. It's my call. You do this right and we won't lose anybody else. Hopper will be checking in a minute. We'll meet you at the top. Those bastards get what's coming to them. Connor's a good man to have in a fight. Look around if you like. I'll meet you out back.
Don't mind those two. They're always going at it.
Yeah.
I don't think Connor appreciates everything Boone's done to keep this place safe. Dinner's at 7. We're having leftovers. You'll join us.
One sec. Keep just forgetting. Like, what did I say there? And typically I've said nothing. Probably why I can't remember. Radiation zone. Suspected material locations. Meal ready to eat individual. Do not rough handle when frozen. 0 Fahrenheit or below. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Douche? Ideology. Douche ideology, created by Kim Il-sung, and based off classic Marxist-Leninist dogma. The douche ideology of self-reliance was created in the 60s as a check against proxy control by other prominent communist nations, focused on North Korea's contemporary goals of independent foreign policy, a self-sustaining economy, and self-reliant defense posture. It also served to create an autocratic regime completely under control of Kim Jong-il. While the douche ideology is focused on self-reliance and manifesting the will of the people, the North Korean government has been forced to accept food aid from the outside and implement a number of market reforms. Famine resulting from Kim Jong-il's policies resulted in widespread starvation, and numerous governments, including the United States, have given aid to North Korea through the UN World Food Programme. While this has weakened the foundation of the ideology, it's not stopped the North Koreans from attempting to unite the peninsula on their terms, using erratic displays of military power to threaten its neighbours. Many critics and human rights organizations contend that North Korean political environment bears no resemblance to the douche ideology. Based on reports from defectors, the people who have no actual part in the decision-making process country relies on aid for more than a quarter of its food. It remains to be seen how long Kim Jong-il can maintain absolute control of the country. I know people being in IRL been pining over his sister, and also being like, "Oh, she's so awesome," and it's really weird. Like, sweet Jesus. Like, she's apparently in charge of propaganda and probably has killed people even personally. And they're here just like, "Oh yeah, you're awesome." It's really weird. And then I think I've seen some drawing over, and most of them it's just like, Christ, she looks like angry, bitchy schoolmistress. In some of them. Not that she's okay, but I know, not nearly hot enough to
We
look
have to
past the
track the
rest.
movements between Korean patrols. So, we got some time. You might introduce yourself around. I'll meet you on the other side of the yard.
Well, to be fair, given what she's presumably done, I don't think is being hot enough to excuse it, but still, she hasn't made much of an attempt.
This receiver should let us listen in on Korean radio chatter. I'm not sure how well it's gonna work, but any warning's better than none, right?
Hmm.
The KPA figures we're out here somewhere, but we're well hidden. Nothing like being surrounded by an ocean of abandoned suburbs.
Needle in a haystack.
Too much energy consumed getting people and supplies back and forth to the suburbs. Most had to move to the cities. It's either that or the labor camps. It's not much, but we call it home.
You're the pilot everyone's talking about, huh? Heard you took a big risk back there. We don't have the luxury of taking chances around here. We got our families to think about. We've been hiding out here for almost 2 years. Someday, we'll build this land back into a country. Good meeting you. Take care now. Who's the new guy?
Huh? Some pilot. Part of Boone's San Francisco plan. Makes me nervous him being here.
Why?
Hopper rigged this system up so I don't have to haul the water by hand anymore. Hopper's our resident mechanical genius. Hell, he even managed to hack Goliath to fight for us. Hey, I think Boone's waiting for you.
To be honest, it's meant to have limited AI, but it's good enough to be able to ID allies from enemies. And then, engage in fighting itself. That's pretty complicated, I'd imagine.
Oh, hey there. Welcome to Oasis. I hear you're just passing through, right? We got a lot of work to do before sundown. Can't risk running too many lights after dark.
Oh, newspaper.
You believe this? Man, goats eat through anything. Stores you can pretty much feed them anything, and it's fresh milk for the kids. Don't suppose you know how to milk a goat, do you?
Just make sure you're not trying to milk a male one. Well, actually, no, wait. Male goat is a ram, right? I think so. Yeah, just make sure it's not a ram.
I don't want to insinuate anything about your intentions, but it's getting a little weird the way you're hanging around my goats. Ignore him, Nancy. He'll go away.
Christ, they just fling these at you. And it is misleading when it's just like done rather than more. And the fact you can't reopen them. In a joint press conference with his British counterpart, the president announced that both governments will begin withdrawing troops from Iraq as early as this month. The phased withdrawals calls for reducing the force level to around half its current level by June, culminating in complete withdrawal by December. The announcement comes on the heels of a statement from the Iraqi Prime Minister that he no longer feels the US forces are needed in most of its provinces. The withdrawal was officially described as a transition, focusing on the US-trained Iraqi security forces taking control of the country. Although there have been more than 5,000 US servicemen lost since the war began in 2003, there has been a sharp decline of fatalities in the last few months, with only 2 deaths occurring in the last 30 days. Spokesperson for the Defense Department says that it was expected that 70% of the Iraqi army has been expected to be in control of its own sectors by the end of the year.
Hey, Boone, it's Hopper. Patrol's just cleared. I'll meet you at the tunnel exit.
Got it. We're moving. Come on, Jacob.
About time.
Listen, we could use your help. We're down a few men and tonight's mission is key. The equipment we're after paves the way for everything that follows.
We'll be outnumbered now. Guns. Grab a weapon and all the ammo you can carry.
Follow me.
Right, this is it. I was hoping for that gone.
of these tunnels during the early days of the occupation. There's close to 3 miles of passages under my roads. We dug them everywhere, except under the wall they built to keep us in, of course.
That fucker runs all the way down to the bedrock.
When we liberated this
Christ.
country, we'll dismantle those walls.
Fuck that. I'm gonna blow it up.
They put it all the way down to the bedrock. Christ. They don't have time on their hands. And can't dig through that, there's just void.
Hey Jacobs, great work back there. Thanks for your help with Goliath. Hang on to the targeter. Looks like you got the hang of it.
Oh, thanks.
Liana confirmed Gunnison Cell delivered the van and mortar, but there's a sentry tower between us and the playground.
Why haven't we taken it out?
Wasn't here last time we scouted. We can find a way around it.
No, we can't leave any of them standing.
Knew it. Jackass. Iran, Saudi Arabia test nuclear weapons. Just 24 hours after Iranian state television showed grainy footage of the country's first nuclear weapons test, Saudi Arabia conducted a successful test of a similar thermonuclear device, which it claimed demonstrated a yield of 13.5 megatons. Iran and Saudi Arabia have engaged in an escalating race to accumulate arms ever since the United States evacuated the area last year. Analysts from the Pentagon confirmed the success and yield of both tests. I'm not going to get all the war pickups.
Be careful. These sentries have a 20mm autocannon like Heya band radar. The fire control
Hopper,
systems are...
shut up. Jacobs, just throw a grenade at the back of the thing.
We've got to make our way up the street. We wait for the spotlight to pass, then move. If you're caught in its sights, get to cover and wait.
These things are smart, but they're not that smart.
I'll go first. On me!
Okay, see Got it. Opinion. The threat of EMP attack. Other than factual nuclear weapons, it's in addition to the concussive, thermal, and of course radioactive forces, there's also an intense release of electromagnetic energy, despite the fact that it's the least visible and least well-known component of nuclear blast, is potential to be the most devastating. While most nuclear nightmares focus on sudden destruction of a city, those in the know have nightmares of much different flavor. A specifically tuned nuclear weapon detonated in near space would have a devastating and final effect on our national infrastructure. Simulations performed by the military suggest that a device triggered at a distance of only 200 miles from the surface of the Earth will permanently disable all nearby modern electronic devices and deactivate the national electronic grid. While our new military has been described as agile and digital, there's another word that could be used to describe it: fragile. This administration needs to take seriously the threat of an EMP attack by generating emergency plans, hardening key sites like power plants, and ensuring that our military is capable of withstanding such an attack. It's a challenge that will that in order to face, we must have imagination, courage, and the willingness to sacrifice in order to protect our future.
Hopper, shut up. Jacobs, just throw a grenade at the back of the thing.
We've got to make our way up the street. We wait for the spotlight to pass, then move. If you're caught in its sights, get to cover and wait.
These things are smart, but they're not that smart.
I'll go first.
I think it would trigger an overall alert.
Jacobs, you're gonna have to take this one. I'm getting too old for this shit. Jacobs, move up and take it out.
Trying. The bullets are pushing me back.
Keep going. I got your back. Make it a run for it. Close enough. Get a grenade behind you. Nice work.
Rihanna, we just took down a sentry tower less than 100 yards from the tunnel exit. Stay put.
I will. See you soon.
Take a look.
They were. Next one's not due for another 6 hours.
Looks like they're early.
If we're gonna attack, we gotta do it fast. Use what little supplies we got.
The man on the roof got no trouble. Jacobs, he's yours. Your shot, you go.
Come on, smoke that guy.
We're waiting on you. Take the shot.
Oh wait, alright. The notes are making me obsessive. Oh, nice. Piss off. No shotguns thus far. Yeah. Move. Move. Thank you.
That's the last of them. They must have sent out the patrols as soon as that sentry went offline.
Well, that makes sense. So it's weird when that doesn't happen.
This way.
This is the drop point?
Gonison picked the location. Brooks has a weird sense of humor.
Opinion. How soon we forget. Anyone with any knowledge of history will tell you that the various Nobel Prizes are a sham. Based on some of the winners, it's clearly an award that carries all the gravitas of a Cable Ace Award. For one of the most egregious examples, consider that a Nobel Prize was awarded to Henry Kissinger, a man responsible for more deaths in Asia than Pol Pot. Is that accurate? Or is that part of the old history? Like, think Prey with JFK not getting assassinated and living to be over 100. I could see it, but you know, often awards and all this are just political toys. They aren't real, you know, which takes away completely from them. But they still hold a bit of gravitas, quite unjustly. Despite his laudable efforts to create a lasting peace between the two Koreas, Kim Jong-un has yet to answer for the crimes of his father, the mass imprisonment and forced impoverishment of millions of innocent civilians justified only by an insane ideology. For 50 years, his country represented the greatest humanitarian crisis in the world. Now they've been rewarded for it. I hope that humanitarian groups across the world will join me, will join myself Amnesty International, and others in demanding that he be stripped of his prize, and that the full extent of his government's crimes be punished for the world to see and judge. Korea may be on the road to peace, but its threat to the world remains
Worried
undiminished.
about the KPA finding this place?
Sure, but we're taking the fight to them. If tonight's raid goes right, those bastards will have more than enough to keep them busy for a good while.
It does annoy me how finding all the notes requires you to wander around in the middle of all this, and it really ruins the flow of it. It's like one thing in a Deus Ex game when you're creeping around and you're hacking a PC, but another thing like they're doing stuff, they're having their own little conversations, and you're like, "Dirty, dirty, dirty, dirty."